Hi there, it's Lori Pinto from LollipopPaperandInk.com. Thanks so much for joining me today. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from the US, and in this video today I want to share with you one of the stamp sets from the new Sale-A-Bration brochure that has reversible stamps. Literally, you just put it on the block, turn it over, stamp, turn it over, and you do it again. It's very cool. And so I came across it when I was doing this project from this lovely lily pad stamp set, and I just messed it up as I was opening up my ink pads right now. So we're gonna have to do a little editing on that part. So anyway, that's what kind of got me started with it, and I really wasn't sure how to how to do the reversible because I had never done that before. But it's so simple. I just wanted to share that with you today. This is the stamp pad we're using. It's the lovely lily pad, and it's from I earned this free from the Sale-A-Bration catalog. And if you're not familiar, this is the Sale-A-Bration brochure where these products are all free. You earn them with any purchase of $50 or $100. There's two different levels from either the new mini catalog or the annual catalog. Any purchase of $50, increments of $50 will earn you these beautiful little stamp sets, and there's a bunch in here. So today I was working on the lovely lily pad, and you can see this is the stamp set. And when you see the shaded areas here, you know that you can tell that it's reversible. It always tells you here how many stamps are in the case, which was not very, I didn't really need it. It wasn't very useful until we went over to the to the cling stamp sets, because usually at the end of the day or the end of the class, I would just fill all my stamps back into the rubber, the matting, so I would know if there was one missing. So now it's always good. I always check, give it a second count before I put everything away. But you can see this says 8, and there's more than 8 stamp sets here. So this also, this was a $50 level free product, but I also earned the $100 level purchase with a $100 purchase, and that is these the dies that coordinate with this, which makes a beautiful bundle. Also, there's another $50 level, and that is the Lily Impressions DSP, which is a beautiful set, which is what we're going to be, I'm going to use a little bit of that today too. I try to cut out when there's these beautiful dies and like overlapping. Sometimes it's hard to see how beautiful they are, so I like to keep a little display out for my customers, for my classes, so that they can see without having to just imagine it, so they can see it in real life. So that's that. Let's get just moving and grooving. I'll show you how I just did this. There's just one little tip to doing some these stamps that are reversible, and it's really simple. The tip is you use the flat side first, not the side that actually does the more like the embossed side. You're going to use the flat side, and that's going to give you the background. So what you'd want to do is do the lighter color first. Now I did the Flirty Flamingo, and it still was a little dark for me, so I'm going to stamp off a little bit. Just going to stamp off once and then stamp here, and that still gives a really pretty color. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just give it a little clean off with my scrubber, and then take it off so I don't make more of a mess of my fingers. And then I'm going to use, this is the Melon Mambo, just as a, so I turned it over, and now you can see it's the side that has the ridges that's going to make the design. And this is pretty easy to, it doesn't have to be exact. It's not really meant to be exact, so you want to have a little bit of that watercolor effect to it. So it holds pretty, it stays pretty tight to this too. So again, I'm going to use the flat side here, and I'm going to use the, go back to the Flirty Flamingo, and I'm going to stamp off so that they're consistent. And that's that. Clean it off a little, just to help you with your fingers, and turn it over and use the darker side. And like I said, it's not going to cover completely, but it's going to be fine. You just look for these, like I look for these top ridges here. And let's see, where can I go with this one here? There you go. Okay, and that's that. And it just gives a little bit of a, you just see a little bit of the white peeking through. So that's it. So that was my tip. Make sure you do the flat side first. Make sure I'm not making more of this. And then just flip it over, use the reverse side, and it's easy peasy. I didn't want you to have to wait for me to cut through this, but I did use the dies like I did on my first card. We're going to use that again today. And the dies are they're called lily pad dies, and they're really cute. Okay, so I just started with just a regular white base, 5.5. The horizontal side, the horizontal orientation. And what I did here was I just placed a layer of Flirty Flamingo. This is part of that, the paper, the DSP, the Lily Impressions DSP, that is also free with a $50 purchase. And this is one of the dies also that came in that set, just like a little border. Just to add a little something to the project. What I did here was I stamped it in garden green onto garden green cardstock, and then I used this stamp here. And I could have done it on Whisper White and then used both, but it was easier for me just to put it on here. And so I'm just going to layer this on and build it like that. I already die cut another 2 out for us, so you didn't have to wait for me to see that. And I think I'm just going to put them flat on, because my sentiment I think I'm going to put on top. So I'm just going to lay this on here. Maybe I can even put it under that little border. And we'll put this guy on just a little bit to the side. This one here. And I did have a little leaf. Let me see if here he is. Okay. And the same thing, I did garden green. Oh, come on over here. Garden green on garden green. And let's put this, yep, right there is good. Okay, so then I did use, this does not have any sentiments on this in the stamp set. So I grabbed this one from the new tulip, Timeless Tulips stamp set that is also, that is from the mini catalog. So I think what I'm going to do is just pop this up with some dimensionals, mini dimensionals, because that's what I grabbed. And this, the Sale-A-Bration is like literally the biggest sale that you're going to find in with Stampin' Up. And it's happening now, and it runs straight through till the end of March 31st. And throughout that time, any purchases over there, I'm just going to put that right on top there. So any purchases over the $50, just make sure that you have your both catalogs, and also the annual catalog, and you can just order right from there. And just look how pretty this is, and how simple. And you didn't even have, I could have just, and maybe I will, just use this on another project. So that was it. I just wanted to give that little tip about using the new reversible stamps. So I thank you so much for stopping by today. And I'd love for you to visit me at my my blog where I post 3 to 4 projects a week. And you can always shop with me at lollipoppaperandink.stampinup.net. So thank you so much for stopping by today. I really appreciate it. And if you can subscribe to my channel, you can make sure that you get the notification of my next one that's coming up this week. Thanks again. Have a great week. Bye-bye.